Hey, welcome back everyone. I've been working on this video for a while. We're going to cover three things: saving some money on getting cards, searching for cards, and of course, a more detailed eBay search. So I'm giving you kind of some of the hacks that I've used. If you don't already know, some of the ways that you're able to search and look for cards. You might even find some cards that I can't find, but I've been doing this for quite some time, building up a collection of stuff. But I'll kind of give you some of the ways that I've done it, and hopefully help some of you out that have been asking. So first of all, let's look at the Capital One Shopping app. This is where I make the most money back, not just on sports cards, but, and this is not sponsored, by the way. I've just done really well with this app, whether it's Priceline for hotels, whether it's Shields. There's sometimes you're getting 20, 30% back. Now, you can't use that money or get it back in cash. You don't have to have a credit card. This is not the Capital One credit card app. Everybody can have this, and you never need to do a credit check, credit card. I don't do any of that stuff myself. So, all you have to do is download the app, get it on your phone, use this when you're searching for items, and you will get offers kicked back to you. And you'll definitely see how you can build up some returns and use those for like eBay and everything. So this is what the desktop looks one. So whenever I go to eBay, it'll have an activate button on the top right because I did it as an extension. It really annoyed me at first. In fact, my wife is the one that got me into using this app, and I shunned her and was like, "Get away from me! I don't want this dang thing popping up all the time. It annoys me." And then finally, I saw they had a Shields kickback of like 32% off anything you buy. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll take a look. And then I did it, and I'm starting to find like everything I buy, sports cards related, off a lot of these sites, I'm able to get a kickback on. So this is how it looks if you use an extension. The top right, it'll show you a kickback. When you hit activate, it'll be activated for that site, and then you do your order, and then you'll get that amount percent back. There's typically not limitations with most of this stuff except for maybe Walmart or Target, but that is not the offer, the best offer that you'll typically get. So what I do is I go and search for items on these pages. After I search for these items, I'll put them in the cart, go to the checkout page. This is important. On the app and the computer, if you go and you go to checkout and don't pay for it, leave it, exit out, you will get an offer 9 times out of 10 within a day or two. Now, I've done these screenshots of different timelines as I've used it. Obviously, you'll be able to see, I have some money that has been saved up in this account. But here's some of the kickbacks that I would see over the last while. I've been trying to keep track of this. I've been meaning to do this video for a while. So you'll see the top one, we have Dick's. So Dick's had a great offer, cash back. You see eBay at 4.5. I permanently always have 4.5% back on eBay for offers because how much I look on eBay. So every time I order, I'll click the offer, go through the app and order through the app in eBay and get 4.5% back. Shields, they've had, especially you guys get this app before Black Friday. They had, I think, 32% back off everything in the store, including discounted product. So I was able to get any sports cards that I wanted to get at 32% back, and that includes if it's new. This is site wide. So this is what you'll see at the home page in the app. And so these will vary anywhere you shop that uses this Capital One Shopping discount. They will pop up on this part. Now, after you shop a little bit, what happens is it'll start emailing you offers. Now, this is where I get the absolute best offers. It's crazy. Now, I don't have a ton that are on here right now, but right here you'll see Target, TripAdvisor, eBay, Priceline, things that I use very consistently. But you can even see it'll show like tops, the offers. The eBay this time was 6.5%. That could be the top. I mean, eBay doesn't do a huge kickback all the time, but this was a very good one. So when I see like a 6.5%, a lot of times all of these buy it now items that I'm looking at or certain products that I want to take a look at, I'll actually do when I see one of these offers. I think the highest I had back for eBay was 8%, but that was early on when I got the app. And then I'm sure that tailors a little bit to how much you're using the app as well. But then for those of you that travel or do other stuff, Priceline, I always seem to get 25 to 30% back. Priceline already has good deals, so you use the app, it kicks it back, and then it adds up into account. Now, you can't use, like I said, you don't get it in cash back, but when you go to redeem this stuff, you can use it for gift cards for eBay and Shields and a bunch of these other places as well. So that's, to me, that's where I'm already shopping anyways. So this will save you some money. I think this is probably one of the things that I wish a lot of people would know, because if you're really trying to save a little money on cards and different items, this is kind of the best way to go about doing it. All right, let's do some searching. There's gonna be a lot of different info in here, so we'll just kind of go through. So championship collection box will be the first one. Let's search for. We've opened a bunch of those. So when you scroll down, you're gonna see a lot of way overpriced products on eBay. That just seems how it is. These people think there's Jordan rookies in these boxes, I swear. So you copy the image, and you can actually go to Google, hit the little camera button, and you can actually copy that image link into this. This will then search that image for anything that's similar on Google. This is how I found a lot of harder to find products. Now, it's gotten a lot more difficult as of recent. Like 1-2 years ago, it was a lot different. And now it's really, you're just trying to find that rare item posted, but there's really not a lot of new stuff like this posted anymore. And I'm sure you guys know that because you guys have looked for it. But doing this, it's just you're looking for different items. You're looking for images that are close to. It's really just going to give you a huge variety. And once in a while, you come across kind of a cool listing or something for sale. Now, there's a lot of scam websites out there too that'll actually copy pages and pictures. So you do kind of have to watch out for that. Obviously, don't buy anything from a site that says it was just published in 2025. That's probably the one advice I would have for everyone. But this way, you can actually go through, search for items, what you've already found on eBay, and you see it's overpriced. You can be like, hey, maybe there's somebody out there that lists one. And I've found some random websites out there. Let's check out Gems of the Game. Those are always kind of interesting, new and old. There's not as many new ones of these, and obviously you're flooded with the new, Jordan and Jaden Daniels boxes that are out there right now. But same concept. If you can find an older one of these listed, so that's all you need is an image. Now I have all these images saved, so I can go search for these images kind of as needed, or if there's certain sports or boxes that I'd like to see that were relisted. And so like these 3-point boxes, you don't see a lot of as well. So when you go and find them in here and you search, it's kind of interesting because then you find a variety of still some boxes that I might not have seen. Like you'll see one style. Some of you will probably recognize some of these. Obviously, I search for this stuff all too often. So this isn't a quick process. Obviously, this takes some time and some diligence on searching outside of eBay. I'll go through a little bit more stuff on eBay here in a bit as well, so you guys can take a look at that. So you get a 3-point box. Usually you'll go through like shopping, images, and then you can kind of choose which way to do it. So you can pick like a shopping section, the image section. The images are crazy because now you got, like there's these yellow 3-point boxes. I haven't seen these before. Now like Toy Wiz, man, frustrates me. They have everything listed, but it's always out of stock. But they leave the images up there, which most places don't. Obviously, you see those investment box, Superior Sports, which are just, I don't think I've ever seen a good card come out of those. And then usually just mystery box, right? So if you just search for a mystery box, now, of course, you very rarely, I've always thought about buying some of the mystery boxes on eBay, but I don't want to encourage all this junk that's out there. I already buy enough of that stuff that I've done. I'm sure you guys would agree, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit clean with what I get. Obviously, we've opened a bunch of these mystery boxes. And what's funny is some of the baseball mystery boxes, I've Google searched the images and I've actually found them at Walmart. And so I've seen them at Walmart for cheaper than listed on eBay. And these are like the 2020 version ones. They at one point they were listed for like $29 on Walmart's website, and this was as of recent, like 6 months ago. And then eBay had them for 49, and then they ended up selling out at both places, ironically. So people were just buying them on Walmart. Maybe somebody had them, sold them on Walmart, and then people bought them on there and are selling them on eBay. Maybe everybody's trying to make their $5, essentially, which wouldn't be shocking these days. But yeah, so that's kind of an interesting. I said there's a wide array of products you can find. TriStar is obviously a big one. So they have anything from their 6-pack boxes. I haven't opened all that stuff. I think everybody's probably opened some of that stuff. If there's stuff that you guys kind of find that you know they'd be interested in seeing what's in it, I'm not opposed, as long as it's not like a super high-end box or something like that. But stuff like this with 6-packs, it's hard. I mean, what would be a 2-minute video of seeing 6 junk packs? But I could. I mean, at this, I probably could buy a couple of them, open them up. But I think we all kind of know what to expect out of a lot of those. So that's not what I'm looking for when I search like this. I'm trying to find like that rare box that might be 5, 10, 15, 20 years old that is a unique mystery box that nobody's ever seen. And I'll also try to find like these mystery boxes with the 3-packs, not the 3 or 4, because if I can find those listed. But again, we all kind of know that a lot of the stuff just isn't around much anymore. So we're not going to see it very often. We'll just one more thing here. Let's do, basketball mystery hangers. So you get these hangers. There's the 2 different styles. Let's just save this image and search it because we can see if there's any sites out there. At one point, one of the sites was selling them for $29 each, which wasn't far from what the retail was on them. And these I just, I found one big lot of them. I think I might have some left I can do an opening with here not too long. Maybe we'll wait till the next basketball season. But even at $29, that's cheaper than eBay. So I always laugh when you can go to you can image search. I encourage you guys, before you buy any new product, I found some new product that came out 2024 that was selling all over the place, and I image searched it and found a collector store selling it for like $30 cheaper than everybody. So I saved essentially 10% just by doing it online, especially if they do free shipping, or if they're not charging different taxes or fees or something. You can save a bunch of money. So yeah, that's it. So if you guys are looking for specific stuff, it's even better because you're not like me looking for just like a ton of old stuff or mystery box. You're just looking like, hey, I want a 2021 box of this. We'll go and image search that and see if you can find yourself some money. And to me, it's like, if I can do this and save myself, who knows, $5, $10, like, to me, any amount saved in the hobby of sports cards, to me, is crucial these days. So that's what I'd say. We'll kind of move on here. But you guys have seen kind of a bunch of this stuff. So on quick to search. We'll see how this works out. You might hear me typing because I wanted to make it nice and easy. So basically, there's different things that I've searched to find older products. The first one is I'll just search like vintage trading, or even vintage card box. Let's say I do vintage card box. So when you do that, obviously you could go and do sports cards and memorabilia, sports trading cards, sports trading card boxes. And this is going to get you some of this older product, comic ball, the vintage mystery packs, which we've seen. So this is going to give you kind of a variety of that vintage type stuff. Now here's the problem. Some people are bad at eBay, and I don't blame them. In fact, I love them. That's how I found probably 75% of the rare product that I've actually found on eBay. Outside eBay, it's kind of the same process, but it's a lot more difficult. You got to be probably more area specific. But on eBay, the problem is there's a lot of people with wording and categorizing aren't very good at listing. Some of them don't list them under trading card boxes. So if you've picked this and they just put it under trading cards, you've eliminated. So there's 1,000 here. So there's 14,000. So that means there's over 13,000 listings under vintage card box between here and here. that's the good and bad with eBay, because if you're good at listing on eBay, you're going to make it as specific as possible because you want people to be able to specifically find your product. The problem with all the stuff that you guys see me open and find is those products are rare. They're not good at labeling. They don't have years and specifics on the box or brand names that people actually will put in those listings. Otherwise, we could just search for MJ Holding to find them all. But a lot of these are MJ Holding or Excel Marketing, and they're just not on there. So when you go through here, you're going to see stuff, large box of old cards. It's going to be a lot more of this old junk wax type product. So I've honestly told people, I've been asked 1,000 times, how do I find the stuff? So I will literally do this, besides for the picture searching you guys have seen me do. I've done stuff like this, and I will scroll all 14,000 listings. And it's funny because my wife will be sitting on the couch, watching a movie that I have zero interest in, which is fine by me. And I'll do this for 2 hours on my phone and just scroll. She'll see me. She knows when I'm scrolling that I'm just looking for an item. And sometimes I'll do this, and after 100 pages of listings, all of a sudden I find something like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, this is a cool item. Now I do this on other sites, but I don't do it like this because scrolling eBay is a lot different than searching all over the place. So that's one way that I'll do it. But guess what? It doesn't get any easier, because there's a lot of people, when they see a very rare sports card box that doesn't blatantly list its cards, or if it's a repack or a mystery box, whatever it may be, they might not even put it in this category. They could accidentally put it into a toys and hobbies or collectibles. So let's just do vintage trading card box, because that should be, let's do vintage sports trading card box. So when you do here, guess what you see? There's a bunch of these in here. So let's look at collectibles. And now you're going to see. So what's funny is I think I have one of these, which will be opening here, I'm sure. And this is a great example. I actually saw this product. I'm like, wow, I've never seen that before. So I clicked on this listing, and then I was like, well, I've never even seen this product before. And it's been on here for a while. So I looked through all the details, and I found it was made by Cards One. I had never heard of Cards One. So then I Googled Cards One and realized they were a company that made different repack products. So then I went into their history. Then I looked at Discord. I looked at chat sites and found somebody who had mentioned one. It had a picture of a baseball mystery box. Then I photo searched it, and then I found one listed on one website. And so that is the amount of work that I do to try to find new stuff. Even though I have a lot of stuff that I can open, I got plenty of inventory to keep you all entertained. But I'm always trying to find something unique and fun, and I really enjoy it. I like be able to keep you guys entertained, of course, too. But if you can find this product it'd be different if, like, this product I'm going to open here soon. So if you see this and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Well, look at this. It's $29. You maybe can get it for 20. I think I might have got one for. And I was like, you know what? I'll do a movie TV one. Like, I love, a lot of that stuff. Brings back memories. So this is not in that category. Now, you notice I put sports trading cards, and none of these are sports trading cards. But I've done this, and then I found products like that are unique. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, let's look at who makes this product. And I will go into it even more detailed. Like Collectum box. See, Wild World trading card tin litho box chain. So this is the kind of stuff where I'll be like, what is this? Now this obviously is empty. But if I found something like this sealed, I'd be like, what is in that thing? And then that's what I would just pick up and be like, let's rip this thing open. Because, a huge majority of the products I open, I've never even opened because they're hard to find. And again, I will scroll this and 5,300. So that's not even in the sports category. But same thing, you could go to toys and hobbies. And now look at this, collectible card game, very rare sealed Star Wars collectible. Now I'm not spending $328 for Star Wars is pretty cool. But again, you can see that's a unique product. This looks like kind of your typical Walmart MJ Holding box that we've seen. So if you're a Star Wars fan and you see this, like, wow, that's pretty cool, you would want to go through here and try to figure out who makes it. Vintage, which we've opened a ton of products distributed by Vintage. That's a huge one. But again, you search vintage, and that's just too broad the way the categories turn out in here. So again, I'll do this, search through. You're seeing like this should not be in this category. This should not be under collectibles. It should be in that sports one. To me, I guess it depends on who you ask. But Top Pro Football game. Look at a Pokemon box, bundle box. So again, people don't always categorize things properly. They got Lord of the Rings there too. So this is the stuff that I'll do, these mystery boxes. I think I've opened a few of those, and that was more than enough. So this is the amount of work that goes into it. It's not what's in the search bar, search it, and you find it. What I'm doing and what finds these products is finding the stuff miscategorized. Otherwise, if you searched mystery box or mystery repack, MJ Holding, you would find them all too. But I realized, like, when I've listed stuff on eBay and then you realize all those categories, I'm like, man, what if I didn't list all these? Then people would actually, it's an advantage and disadvantage, in other words. So I'm not gonna make it too long. I do have more and more stuff I could go through. I don't want to make this one too long, so I'm gonna probably cut this one and get back to finishing the rest of this video so I can get this out, just to you guys to give some pointers. And then I'll do a follow-up video if you guys want. Shoot it down in the comments. If you'd like to see even more detailed searches through Google, Chrome, and some different stuff too. And we'll see what we can do to help you guys find some cards and enjoy some of the stuff for yourself. And obviously, I will keep trying to entertain you as well. So have a great day, and we'll get back to ripping some cards.